Hey guys, how's it going? The Confused Christian here. And today I want to talk more about the Deuteronomy 13 test. For those of you that saw my food laws video, I mentioned it briefly, but I want to go into more detail about it today. It's something that does not get taught in the church. I know for me, I never heard about it. I think I came across it about 6, 7 months ago, and it really helped open my eyes because it's important. I think the church sees it today and they go, "Whoa, we're not going to talk about this. This is a contradiction. This screws things up." And that frustrates me. That confuses me, okay? Every time the church comes across something that, is a contradiction, they sweep it under the rug. They just say, "I'm just not going to talk about this anymore. I'm just sweep it under, guys. It's much easier." When that's crazy, they'll put a little time and effort into it. I believe there are no contradictions in the Bible. And I believe if you come across one, just stop, take a deep breath, and just kind of go look at the Hebrew text, look at the Greek text, try to understand it in the context, Instead of, this is what we should be doing, right? As the body, we should be, looking at where we think there are errors and seeing if the error is not on our part. Because that's simple, guys. We make mistakes all the time, and we have. And the Deuteronomy 13 test, I think, is one of those contradictions where we're just seeing something wrong, and it's not a contradiction, and we need to, start seeing it right and start understanding why we were given it. Let me read it to you guys really quick. Again, here we go. If a prophet or dreamer of dreams arises among you and gives you a sign or a wonder, and that sign or wonder that he tells you comes to pass, and if he says, "Let us go after other gods which we have not known, and let us serve them," you shall not listen to the words of that prophet or that dreamer of dreams. For the Lord your God is testing you to know whether you love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul. You shall walk after the Lord your God and fear him and keep his commandments and obey his voice. And you shall serve him and hold fast to him. But that prophet or dreamer of dreams shall be put to death, because he taught rebellion against the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt and redeemed you out of the house of slavery, to make you leave the way in which the Lord your God commanded you to walk. So you shall purge the evil. I mean, that's harsh, right? It's pretty harsh. But there's a good reason why Yahweh gave that to his people. It was for their protection. I mean, who else, you guys, is out there, trying to come at us as an angel of light, right? Satan. Let's look at 1 Peter 5:8. Be sober-minded, be watchful. Your adversary, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking someone to devour. That's scary stuff. How do I know if this is not, an angel or a prophet, or maybe it's just Satan pretending he is? Well, that's where the Deuteronomy 13 test comes in. He said, "Listen, guys, here it is. This is Moses on Mount Sinai. He has 613 commandments. He has the Torah. And Yahweh says, if you follow them, you'll be blessed. If you don't, you'll be cursed." Pretty simple. And the Deuteronomy 13 test is there to protect you from anybody trying to come in and change things up. Unfortunately, I think, and I could be wrong because I am the confused Christian, I think Satan accomplished that goal. I think he came in and messed it up for us, and we forgot about our Father's commandments. Look at Daniel 7:25. He shall speak. This is Daniel talking about Satan. He shall speak words against the Most High, okay, Yahweh, and shall wear out all the saints of the Most High, and shall think to change the times and the law, and they shall be given into his hands for a time, times, and half a time. So I think that happened. I mean, for the Christians out there listening, watching, the ones that keep Sabbath, most likely you keep Sunday, right? Even though Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus Christ, he kept Friday night sundown to Saturday night sundown. And that's confusing really quick too. That's Hebrew days, okay, begin when the sun set. So technically, the seventh day is when the sun goes down on Friday till when the sun goes down on Saturday, and then it becomes Sunday, right? They didn't have Saturday and Sunday back then. It was just, the first day, second day, and so on, all the way to the seventh day. So I think he accomplished that goal. I think he did change times and dates. I mean, the law has been changed, obviously, and if we look at the feast and festivals, those are done away with. We've now brought in Christmas and Easter and which use pagan methods, and I'm gonna do a video about that later, guys. But they do, and that's strange, right? You know, Yeshua could not have come and and changed anything. And I think, if you ask your local pastor, I think he would agree that, yeah, Yeshua kept the Torah. He did. He kept it perfectly. But could you imagine if he was trying to change it? If this was the idea to come through and just, hey guys, we're gonna be doing away with this. That's wrong. That breaks the Deuteronomy 13 test. Let's look at the Jews today, okay? The Jews, have you ever wondered, like I used to wonder this, why do they not accept the Messiah? Come on. Can't they see that Jesus Christ, Yeshua HaMashiach, is the Messiah? I understand why they don't now, okay? They know the Torah very well. Yes, they know the oral law, the Talmud, but they also know the Torah very well. They know about the Deuteronomy 13 test, okay? And when they see Christians, doing away with the law, saying the Sabbath is done away with, or it's been moved, not keeping the feasts and festivals anymore, eating pork, they go, whoa, no, I know for a fact that Yeshua, that Jesus Christ is not the Messiah. And technically, they're right if he did that, but he didn't. Again, guys, I could be wrong. I know I come across a lot of times like arrogant, like I know everything. It's just the way I talk, you guys. But this stuff does confuse me, and I don't understand it because I see it so differently. Let's look at, and remember, guys, I'm not here to teach you guys, okay? Go watch my launch video. I am not an expert at this Bible, and I could be completely wrong about everything I'm telling you right now. Do your own research. I'm just kind of bringing up some things that I see. I want you guys to research it, say, wait a minute, he's got a point. Or maybe, oh, what an idiot. Let me show him why he's wrong. But let's, really quick, Matthew 5:17. This is Yeshua speaking. He says, do not think that I have come to abolish the law, Torah, or the prophets. I have not come to abolish them, but to fulfill them. For truly, I say to you, until heaven and earth pass away, not an iota, not a dot will pass from the law until all is accomplished. Therefore, whoever relaxes one of the least of these commandments and teaches others to do the same will be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But whoever does them and teaches them will be called great in the kingdom of heaven. You guys, we do not have a new heaven and new earth yet. I think you would agree. Yeshua has not come yet, okay, to be king for 1,000 years. Nobody knows when the new heaven and new earth is going to come, but the law, not one crossing of a T or dotting an I, will be taken away from it, right? So, this verse, this right here, was one of the, main things that said, okay, I was like, okay, that's it. I have to go to Torah. I have to look at the law. And don't think for a second I think I'm saved by the law, okay, or saved by works. I am saved because of what Yeshua did for me. Okay, I can keep the law right now perfectly the rest of my life. That does not save me. He saved me. For what he did 2,000 years ago is what now saves me. But at the same time, we're supposed to not sin, right? We're supposed to try not to sin. Okay? 1 John 3:4 says that sin is transgression of the law, the Torah. So if we're supposed to not sin, and breaking the Torah is sin, that's all I'm saying. I know I'm saved by Yeshua. I'm just doing my best not to sin. I don't want to break the Torah. Okay, does that make sense? But, and the reason, you guys, if you look at Scripture, you really go through, and read Yeshua and how when he was here, the things he was doing, he never broke Torah. He taught it. He preached it, right? He didn't break it. The reason today we no longer think the law, remember, the law does not hold dominion over us anymore, but it's still valid. It's still important. The reason, though, we got rid of it is because of Paul and his writings. And I think that with Paul, and I'm going to do video. I told you guys I'm going to do some videos on Paul later. But I can easily show you guys where we're just Paul is cherry-picked. He's the most cherry-picked, author, writer of the Bible. We just take things and we say, oh, there it is, I always want to be like, oh, keep reading that, take it into context. But really quick, let's just say that Paul did come. He came and he did say, you know what, the law is done away with. That's what he's really trying to say. The Torah is done away with. Why are we listening? If that's true, why are we listening to Paul over Yeshua? Yeshua said, keep it. He taught it. He said, if you want to, make it into the kingdom, just do what I did. I'm the way. Follow. I gave you a perfect example. Walk, do the best you can at walking in my footsteps. Then why do we even listen to Paul? If we really think he said, the law is done away with, shouldn't we just say, well, get Paul out of the Bible. I'm just going to listen to Yeshua. Which one's more important, right? Now, with that being said, trust me, Paul did not do that. But I just think that's funny that, the church just brings up Paul to say it's done away with. Well, give me one scripture where Yeshua or Yahweh says it's done away with. You're not going to find it. So yeah, I mean, the Deuteronomy 13 test is very important. It was there for our protection. It was there, to make sure that if any, Satan tried to come as the angel of light, that we could look at the Deuteronomy 13 test and say, hey, wait a minute. You're not really from Yahweh. Get out of here. You're trying to change this. And so I understand why the Jews do not accept Messiah. Hopefully this, we begin to change. If I'm right about this, if I'm wrong, I want this just to go away. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. But if I am right, hopefully the Christians, us as a body, begin to change. We can reach out, to our Jewish brothers and say, hey, you guys, Messiah didn't actually teach against the Torah. He taught for us to keep the Torah. We just screwed up. We misunderstood some things. And maybe they'll begin to open their eyes, and say, whoa, wait a minute. Maybe Messiah was, or Yeshua HaMashiach was the Messiah. So there it is, guys. Take a look at it. As always, don't ever think that I'm here to teach you, okay? Do your own research. Get back to me, okay? Go out and seek the truth, guys, all right? I'll talk to you later.